Hey everybody, back again with another Gran Turismo 7 video. This time we're looking at a car that has recently dethroned the Celica on Daily Race B. And you're looking at it right here. It's the Nissan R33 GTR. So one thing I'm going to do a little bit differently in this video is I'm going to cover all of the GT Auto parts that I put on the car first, just to make it clear on the aero parts, because some people were having difficulty with the Celica. It wasn't clear that you had to put specific parts on the rear in order to get the maximum aero. So I'm going to show you all the parts that I put on here in GT Auto first. So that being said, let's get started. So first, just put on whatever custom wheels you like. I like the Volk Z40s. I have these on my NSX in real life. They're beautiful wheels, so they're my wheel of choice. Then once you go with these, then what you want to do is, I go with 18s. That's my default go-to size. I don't know if it really affects the handling characteristics too much, but that's what I go with. And I go with 18s, and I go with the wide rim widths, and then also the wide offsets. So same thing as the Celica. And then as far as custom parts, I put on the front Type B. I know the type matters for some of these parts. Usually the farthest right yields the most aero, so I go with Type B. And then I prefer the look of Type A side skirts, so I went with those. And this is important. The Type A bumper will not give you as much aero as Type B with its diffuser, so you'll want to go with Type B here. And then I go with the custom wing set, and I make it a high wing. I haven't checked low wing to see if the aero changes, but high wing usually yields the most downforce, so I just go with the high wing. So those are the GT Auto parts, so hopefully that is cleared up and there's no confusion there. So if we back out now, we'll take a look at the rest of the upgrades. And it's a lot of the same stuff as the Celica. Fully customized suspension, normal differential again, for the same reason. Torque vectoring center differential, a 50-50 split, same as always. Then you got the fully customizable transmission. You got your ballast just to make weight. And then the ECU is in here just to optimize how much power we can get. Because if you just do the restrictor alone, I think it puts you at 294 or 293. So this is the optimal way to do it. And we have anti-lag. You should have it in any turbo car. It's worth a solid half a second on any given car here if it's got a turbo. And then go with the racing brakes and the carbon brake system and the brake controller. And then obviously a racing clutch. So this one, if you've gotten this far in the career mode, it's a lot cheaper than the Celica, because one, you don't have to buy the car, and two, there's no engine tuning here. Because the power curve's actually very, very nice and flat. You can see it here. It's a very wide power band, so that's going to be good for us. We don't have to tune the engine up much. This car's a little heavier though, so we had to go for all 4 stages of weight reduction. I don't think there's a 5th available for this car, but we went for 4, and then we increased the body rigidity. So that's all the upgrades on the car. Pretty straightforward. And then as far as the tune goes, a lot of these settings, they're just similar logic to what I went for in the Celica. The only major difference is there's some front camber here. Unfortunately, without telemetry telling me tire temperatures, I can't really suggest an exact reason why you'd want to do this, other than just trial and error and seeing what feels best and gives you the best lap time. So this was just kind of a trial and error thing, and I landed on that value. Other than that, these values are all the same logic. Like this sweet spot for the aero was 150 instead of 160 on the Celica. You see our power output's 295, which is the maximum. And then our ballast is meeting the minimum weight requirement. And then we throw the ballast all the way to the rear, just like on the Celica. And then as far as the transmission goes, I'm going to show you the time trial one first. For some reason, my first gear doesn't stick when I change it. If I go to it, then it just reverts the change. So what I need to do is I need to copy this sheet and then show you, because it will break if I don't show you, or if I show you the original, it'll revert these gears back to what they were. So those are the gears you want for a time trial. The first gear is a bit longer, so it's not great for a race. You'll probably take a long time to get off the line. which is why we have this gearbox here. And you'll see an example of my first gear not sticking. So this should actually be all the way up here. We should be at 2.83 for first gear, but the rest of these are correct. So this is a gearbox you'd want to use for a race. Make sure that yours don't get stuck as well. Once you change these, just back out, leave it alone, and never look at it again. Because if you go look at it again, it'll revert your changes. But yeah, these are the settings, nothing too crazy here. Just more of the similar logic I went through in the previous video. If you have questions on why these settings are the way they are, then you can go check out that video and I have some more explanation there. But that is about it for this setup. It's very fast. I managed to crack a 136 with it, which is incredible. So I hope to find more cars like this. This is definitely a sleeper pick. I haven't really seen one of these, but it's by far the fastest car I've seen. That's not the L500R. So I hope you enjoy this setup. I hope it gets your lap times down. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.